Today's Reel to Reel is brought to you in part by Holy Family Passionist Retreat Center in West Hartford, Connecticut. Join us for a day, evening, or weekend retreat from now through June to nourish your spirit and renew your faith. For more information on men's and women's retreats, visit our website, holyfamilyretreat.org.
Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
I'm Steve Kiltonic in Chicopee, where St. Stanislaus Basilica is celebrating Mary, Mother of Hope, in this, the Jubilee Year of Hope.
I'm Kathy Harrington at the Newman Center on the UMass campus, a holy site welcoming pilgrims for the Jubilee Year.
And the annual Seek Conference brought college students together to grow in their faith. It's all just ahead on this week's edition of Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel, coming to you from Our Lady Seat of Wisdom Chapel at the Newman Center at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. This beautiful chapel was consecrated just 2 years ago, and it's one of 7 locations in the Diocese of Springfield designated as a local Jubilee pilgrimage site by Springfield Bishop William Byrne. This past Monday, Bishop Byrne paid a visit to this holy site. Kathy Harrington was there and has more.
To announce a year of favor from the Lord and a day of vindication by our God, to comfort all who mourn.
Bishop William Byrne celebrated the noonday Mass at the UMass Newman Center to mark Our Lady Seat of Wisdom Chapel as a holy site for the Jubilee Year of Hope. The theme, Pilgrims of Hope.
Every 25 years, since the 1300s, we've been celebrating a Jubilee, an experience of a focus on some part of God's mercy. This year is a Jubilee of Hope. All different parts of the Jubilee has many different elements, but one of the key elements is a pilgrimage. Now, most of us can't afford to make time to go to Rome this year to pass through the holy doors.
Inviting Catholics around the world to participate, Pope Francis extended the blessings of the Jubilee year, allowing local bishops to designate pilgrim sites. 7 locations across the Diocese of Springfield are holy sites where the faithful may receive a plenary indulgence.
We take a journey to remind ourselves that ultimately our journey is to heaven, and that we are on this road called life towards heaven.
To gain the indulgence, pilgrims must go to a holy site, go to confession, receive communion, and pray for the intentions of the Holy Father. The selection of the Newman Center Chapel as a holy site is an opportunity for thousands of students in the 5-college area, as well as a destination for the faithful to see the new chapel.
They might remember the old chapel but not have a chance to come and visit here. And I also think it's so inspiring every time you come here to see all the young people. And as you saw, today was a daily Mass, and the church was full of young students going to praise God in the middle of their day.
Director of the Newman Center, Father Valentine War, says a pilgrimage site on the UMass campus will inspire students.
Not so many of the students will be able to travel to Rome to go through the holy doors, but having a pilgrimage site here at the Newman Center brings it home for them and makes it possible for them to get involved in the pilgrimage and fulfill the requirements to receive the indulgence.
Additional confession times are being added during the Lenten season, after every weekday Mass at the Newman Center and at St. Bridget's.
We want people to have access to confession as much as they can, because it is part of the requirement to receiving the plenary indulgence.
Bishop Byrne describes the indulgence as a true avenue to reach holiness and says if you've received more than one, it can be applied to your loved ones, as well as to all the souls in purgatory. In Amherst, I'm Kathy Harrington for Reel to Reel.
And we have much more on the Jubilee year at diospringfield.org. And we've extended the deadline to register for our Catholic Communications Diocesan Pilgrimage to Italy this July. Father Gary Daly will lead this pilgrimage, and you can check out all the details at the Jubilee page on diospringfield.org. On Tuesday, February 11th, Catholics celebrated the Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes, a day also designated annually as the World Day for the Sick. To commemorate this day, St. Stanislaus Basilica in Chicopee held a celebration of Mary, Mother of Hope, with a special talk given by conventual Franciscan Father James McCurry. Steve Kiltonick has our story.
On February 11th, St. Stanislaus Basilica, designated as one of the diocesan pilgrimage sites, celebrated its first event of 2025's Jubilee Year of Hope. Sponsored by St. Stanislaus' Rosary Society, the evening celebrated Mary, Mother of Hope, and featured Marian hymns, prayers, and a scriptural rosary. Catholics celebrate two important events on February 11th, the Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes and the World Day of the Sick, which was instituted by Pope John Paul II as a way for believers to offer prayers for those suffering from illnesses. Pope Francis's message for the 33rd World Day of the Sick is, "Hope does not disappoint, but strengthens us in times of trial." Father James McCurry was returning to the public for the first time since recovering from a serious medical condition, spoke on the topic Mary, Mother of Hope. Before his presentation, the scriptural rosary was prayed.
Pope Francis has asked us during the Jubilee year to go to the Bible, to go to the scriptures, and to find new depth in things that we may have read before but not really meditated upon.
And Mary said, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior, for he has regarded the lowliness of his handmaid."
Tonight we meditated on the joyful mysteries, and for each Hail Mary we had one little line from the scriptures, so the people could absorb that line while they're praying the Hail Marys.
Now at the hour of our death. Amen.
Father McCurry said that if we want to keep hope active in our lives so it positively impacts the way we interact with others, we can all learn a lesson from two words Mary spoke of in the scriptures.
The first word of Our Lady in Latin was fiat, F-I-A-T. It means let it be, and it's when she said to God through the Archangel Gabriel, "Let it be done to me as you say," namely, I'll become the Mother of God. The second word of Mary that we want to repeat over and over in our hearts is Magnificat. When she went to visit her cousin Elizabeth, she said to Elizabeth, "My soul magnifies," Magnificat, my soul magnifies the Lord. If you ever feel tempted to lose hope about anything, that you just turn to Mother Mary, our Mother of Hope, and ask her to pray her fiat and Magnificat in your heart. She'll do it. She loves to do that.
Kristen Miandoka Debian is president of the Rosary Society. She's a third-generation Rosarian to hold that position.
My grandmother started it along with other people from the parish, and then my mom and my sister also was part of the Rosary Society, and they all passed, so I really felt their presence here this evening. I think with a lot of the things that have gone on in the world, I think we really need to look forward to the year of hope and not say shoulda, coulda, and woulda. We just have to really look to Mary, her love, her unconditional love that she has for us in order to go ahead and find Jesus.
Father McCurry said that during a time when the world has seemed to lose a sense of hope for its future, the Church in this Jubilee year encourages us to radiate hope to others.
Hope has to spring from the depths within ourselves, that God implants hope in every baptized person, and we have to let that hope flourish.
On the feast day of Our Lady of Lourdes, Father McCurry spoke of the miraculous healing waters St. Bernadette uncovered when Mary first appeared before her in 1858.
The message of hope that she brought was linked to healing and to the healing waters that she caused to spring up in Lourdes that are still there today where people go and bathe. So the message of Lourdes was really a message of healing hope.
At the conclusion of the service, Father McCurry sprinkled holy water obtained from one of his many pilgrimages to Lourdes, giving the congregation the grace of healing and hope in their own lives. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonick.
And during this Jubilee Year of Hope, St. Stan's will hold healing masses on the third Tuesday of February, May, August, and November. For a link to this and other events during the Jubilee Year of Hope, we have a link for you at diospringfield.org. And still to come on Reel to Reel, the third annual Diocesan Youth Rally took place last weekend. Nick Morganelli will tell us all about this inspiring and fun event. And Carolee McGrath will highlight a successful marriage renewal program. It's all still to come on this edition of Reel to Reel.
Today's Reel to Reel is brought to you in part by Holy Family Passionist Retreat Center in West Hartford, Connecticut. Join us for a day, evening, or weekend retreat from now through June to nourish your spirit and renew your faith. For more information on men's and women's retreats, visit our website, holyfamilyretreat.org.
With all that Providence Place offers, the one word that describes it is easy. From the maintenance-free living to leaving the cooking to someone else. And maybe best of all, the easy new friendships that say, you're home. Call today.
Like Catholic TV on Facebook. Once you're there, you can join in on discussions, make friends with other Catholic TV fans, watch behind-the-scenes videos from the studio,
just finished this today.
And stay up to date with the Catholic world. All this at facebook.com/CatholicTV.
Celebrate Jubilee Year 2025 through a very special Catholic Communications July pilgrimage to Italy and Rome. Join pilgrimage leader Father Gary Daly for this 11-day spiritual journey, July 6th to the 17th. That will include visits to Assisi, Orvieto, Loreto, Lanciano, San Giovanni Rotondo, Mont Sant'Angelo, Pompeii, Sorrento, and Capri, concluding with Rome, where pilgrims will have the opportunity to pass through the holy doors and gain a plenary indulgence. Space is limited. More information can be found at the Jubilee website at diospringfield.org or call 413-452-0643. Don't miss out on this very special spiritual opportunity.
And now some events coming up in the Diocese of Springfield. A Jubilee Year Healing Mass will be held at St. Stanislaus Basilica on Front Street in Chicopee on Tuesday, February 18th. The evening will begin with adoration and the Rosary at 6 p.m., followed by the Healing Mass at 7. All are welcome to attend. The event is being sponsored by the Disciples of Mary and the Basilica. For more information, call the parish office at 413-594-6669 or email disciplesofmary@diospringfield.org. Thomas Aquinas College in Northfield will host a special Jubilee Mass on Saturday, February 22nd. The college is one of 7 pilgrimage sites in the diocese where pilgrims can receive a plenary indulgence. The event will begin with Eucharistic adoration at 1:15, followed by Mass at 2 p.m., with the Sacrament of Confession being offered the entire time. Following the Mass will be the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. A light reception will follow. And Holy Family Parish in South Deerfield will host a mission entitled Battle Ready on Monday, February 24th at 6 p.m. Father Dan Rehill will speak about spiritual warfare. Father Rehill is the pastor of St. Catherine of Siena Church in Columbia, Tennessee, and the exorcist priest for the Diocese of Nashville. He is the National Director of Radio Maria USA, on which he has a daily program called Battle Ready with Father Dan Rehill. You can find more events on our calendar page at diospringfield.org. Yesterday was Valentine's Day and last Sunday was World Marriage Day. So with love in the air, we focus on the sacrament of marriage. Deacon Jose Correa and his wife have started a ministry for married couples, hosting retreats and meetings, encouraging husbands and wives to keep Christ in the center of their lives. Carolee McGrath has more.
Deacon Jose Correa and his wife Miguelina have been married for 42 years. They have 3 children, 3 grandchildren, and they built their family on a solid foundation.
I am the lucky one, and I'm the lucky one because for me in my life, in my personal life, the Lord is the first thing in my life, and the second thing after the Lord is my wife. Then my kids and everybody else comes later. But my wife is the most important thing the Lord has given me.
Deacon Jose, who was assigned to St. Jerome Parish in Holyoke, and Miguelina raised their children in the church. They are very involved in pro-life ministry, Rachel's Vineyard in particular, the Hispanic Charismatic Renewal, and John the 23rd. 6 years ago, the couple who had been teaching marriage prep felt a calling to start a marriage ministry, Espiritualidad Matrimonial. They hold monthly meetings and retreats like this one last fall. 70 couples from across the Diocese of Springfield took part.
One of the most important things that we do in the group is making sure we have a clear understanding that marriage is not just between the couple. Marriage is between 3, and Jesus is the big part of it. We need to have Jesus in our life, and within the classes and the group itself, we teach people that Jesus has to be first.
Deacon Jose and Miguelina counsel couples who are not married and living together, explaining the teachings of the church.
Ministry is actually welcome all, with the fine line of at the end result will be marriage by the church. Since we started the group, we have probably 5 different marriages that resulted after being part of the group, participating in the monthly meetings.
Miguelina says it's important for couples to prioritize Mass even when life gets busy.
You want to play baseball? Church is first. Then we can go to baseball. And once they started growing up, one wanted a baseball, the other wanted a dance, and then it gets complicated. But we sat down, we had talks with them, we have to teach them that the Lord is first in anything that we do.
Maybelline and Tony Burgos took the marriage prep course with the Correas and are now proudly part of the marriage ministry.
We encourage everyone to get closer to God first, to know what is it that He's asking you for, that when you get into that marriage, it's not to try it, it's to live it, and like we say, live it to the fullest, okay, until that put us apart, and then we encounter Him.
Both couples point to the example of the Holy Family, Mary, Joseph, and Jesus in the middle. The Holy Family teaches all of us how to be courageous in our faith and how to trust God, even when things are difficult. Maybelline points to Mary's yes to God and to Joseph's courage in protecting baby Jesus when they had to flee to Egypt and countless other times.
But he shows this Holy Family, Mary and Joseph, to be his parents. So therefore, there's something important in this, right? Through the Holy Family, they're our model, right? They're especially our model for our Catholic families. Faith, they were so obedient to God.
Research shows that marriage rates are on the decline and more than 40% of first marriages end in divorce. But Deacon Jose, Miguelina, Maybelline, and Tony point to one who can turn this all around.
Like all couples, we had gone ups and downs. In the beginning, it was 3 hard years. Our first years were really, really hard. How we made it through, because God was our center.
And their example is inspiring other couples to seek God first and foremost. To find out more, follow them on Facebook. Reporting for Reel to Reel in Holyoke, I'm Carolee McGrath.
The annual Seek Conference, sponsored by the Fellowship of Catholic University Students, took place in early January. 40 college students from the Diocese of Springfield took part in the conference, where they were able to learn more about their Catholic faith and apply it to their lives. For the first time, the annual Seek Conference was held in 2 locations. The main conference, with more than 17,000 young people in attendance, was held in Salt Lake City, Utah. A satellite conference was held in Washington, D.C. The diocese sent a group to each location. Joe Austin, the director of the Office of Missionary Discipleship, led a group of college students from the Springfield area who are part of the new ministry, Western Mass College Catholics. The group meets regularly at St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield to share their love for their faith.
It was an amazing experience. Yeah, the best way to describe it was I felt really at home there.
One of Austin's goals in the Office of Missionary Discipleship has been to build a bridge between youth ministry and young adult ministry. He said the college years are critical and can be difficult.
This is a big transition moment in their life when they're really deciding who they will become, what track they're going to pursue, whether that's in career-wise, vocation-wise, and definitely with their faith-wise.
The conference was a 5-day gathering for the college students to experience spiritual renewal and fellowship. It included Mass, adoration, talks, and entertainment. This year's theme was Follow Me.
So attending this conference was an opportunity to just hear from speakers about kind of our faith and our faith journey, but also to just encounter others from across the country and just to talk with them and to pray with them.
Kayla Wickham, a junior at Western New England University, is a member of Western Mass College Catholics. Attending Seek, she says, was a faith-growing opportunity.
It was my first time out west, so that was awesome to see the mountains. The views are amazing, but it was also really nice to get closer to the people. Some of the people I hadn't met yet from the group, and some of them I had, and it was really cool experience to get closer with them and just experience the faith together.
Juan and Gabriel Gonzalez Diaz are brothers and parishioners of St. Michael's Cathedral. Juan says as a young adult Catholic, the Seek Conference strengthened his faith.
It was amazing seeing the amount of college students that were there. People around my age, all of them with great values, very friendly towards one another, and of course very devoted. Most of them were very devoted, and they left a great impression in me. They made me believe that it was possible for me to also increase in my faith.
Gabriel says his older brother encouraged him to attend, and he is so glad he did.
Being in an environment where everybody around you is just sharing those beliefs in God and sharing those honest values, it changes your perspective in life. It makes you just more hopeful.
Seek 2026 will have 3 locations: Columbus, Ohio, Fort Worth, Texas, and Denver, Colorado. For more information on the Office of Missionary Discipleship, visit diospringfield.org. Finally, last Saturday, despite a forecast for snow, the Office of Youth Ministry of the Diocese of Springfield welcomed a record turnout for the 3rd annual Youth Rally at Pope Francis Prep. There, middle and high schoolers came together for The Path That Leads to You. Nick Morganelli has more.
Pope Francis Prep was busy on the second Saturday night of February with over 300 middle and high school students participating. Volunteers helped make this 3rd annual youth rally safe and successful. During registration, various games kept teens busy while everyone arrived. Some even took part in a plank challenge. Max Pape, a chaperone from St. Mary's in Longmeadow, planked for over 10 minutes. He had his eye on the prize as he and his wife Gabriella are expecting their first child.
I think I asked the protective father in me to come, so and a lot of competitiveness as well. So.
All right, so far you're going to get the big gift basket, looks like.
I hope so, yeah. I got a wife and a baby to feed, so I'm hoping to get that Raising Cane's gift basket. That's for
These warm-up games were just to get the students ready for the crazy games the youth team had planned for the evening.
Father Stanislaus Achu, chaplain to the Diocesan Youth Leadership Team, not only joined in on the game excitement, but also for this year's theme, The Path That Leads to You. Katie Corvo, who co-emceed last year's youth rally, gave a short talk relating the theme to her spiritual journey.
We have a path that we're trying to get to heaven, but we also have a shorter path, a temporary path that we can access God in today. Praying is a path to God Himself. And that is our path that we could take every step of the way. My talk is really just emphasizing the power of prayer, the gift of prayer, and just the importance of it in general.
Others from the youth leadership team gave talks as well. Hearing the truth from peers about an individual faith journey and personal relationship with Jesus is one element that made this rally so powerful. Another was the blessing of having Bishop Espaillat visit from the Bronx, New York. He is the third youngest bishop in the country, and he had something to say with rhythm.
And try to make things look good, but we want he's a man who corrupts the good. He wants to take away the blood of holy light, which comes from the Lord.
Anthony Graves from Charlton, Mass. was impressed.
It was really, really cool. He brought a lot of energy to the preach, man. His preaching was really, really just hit you in the heart. He brought real life experiences, and from the Bronx, he just brought a whole new element to preaching.
It's not my message, right? It's the message of Jesus, the message of the gospel. So tonight, all I want to do is bring a message of hope, right? This is the Jubilee year of hope. Romans 5:5, hope does not disappoint. And for young people to know that they're made in love, for love, by love, and to love. The path that leads to you is the theme of this youth day or youth event. And so to help them, to show them, and not just talk about it, but be practical about it. And hopefully we got some good prayer time in today.
He was hyping me up, getting amped up. It was a really good time here.
Maddie Kervick from St. Mary's High School in Westfield was experiencing her second youth rally.
It's nice going with people from my school. Adoration is, it's always a good place to be, but last year it was also, I remember it being very good. And I guess I'm just kind of looking forward to that experience again.
It gives them an opportunity to really reflect and be like, what a gift it is that I have to pray. And then Jesus is there and he's like, hey, I'm here, let's pray now.
The path that leads to you, Jesus. Evangelizing with the youth leadership team. For Real to Real, I'm Nick Morganelli.
Thanks, Nick. And for more information on other upcoming youth events here in Western Massachusetts, we have a link for you at iobserve.org. And for this week, that's Real to Real. Thanks so much to Father Valentine Nuora and the staff here at the Newman Center for hosting us today. They extend this warm welcome to all who may want to visit and to attend Mass here or just spend some quiet time in prayer. It is a beautiful setting for sure. And be sure to follow all of the latest news on the Catholic Church, both here in Western Massachusetts and around the world on our news and information site, iobserve.org. There you will find articles prepared by our Catholic Communications reporting team and our partners at Our Sunday Visitor. That's iobserve.org. And we are also on Facebook. You can follow us there at Catholic Communications. I will see you at this same time next week for another edition of Real to Real, your window on the world around you. Have a great week.
Real to Real is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.
This is a place for independent living.
I'm an artist, so I figured I have a chance. I don't have to cook no more.
It's a different way of living, but it is a good way of living. It's a home.
Call today